more or less retired from everything and didn't do much in the last few years, and then was stricken with Alzheimer's disease. And however, the last there were 7 years starting in 2000 where Bob and I started appearing together, and books came out. I was a TV horror host.
Yeah.
We started out with VHS tapes, and we switched over to DVDs as the technology changed. And we're still here today. Bob died in 2009, I'm sorry to report. But we're still making return visits to let the public see us again. And I have new DVDs here, and I'm writing some new books. And I hope we can keep the franchise alive for a little while longer.
Now, what's a website that anybody wants to reach you on, John?
My website is www.stanleybooks, STANLEYBOOKS.net. And you can go on that website and you will find books, DVDs, and other material for sale.
All right, that's cool. Now, when you're on the show, I remember they always used to guest. Who are some of the guests you can name that came on a Creature Feature to you? Some big names.
Walt Disney, when they had a new movie, would bring the star of the film on Friday. They knew I taped on Friday, so they always timed it. So there were many stars from those movies, but some of the really important primary entertainers were, sci-fi writers were Ray Bradbury, Robert Bloch, Richard Matheson, and of course a lot of Bay Area fantasy writers who live close by. It was easy to get them to come on the shows to promote new books. I had a lot of contacts in L.A. through my job at the San Francisco Chronicle, so I was able to make phone calls, and if someone was coming to town, we would arrange to have them as a guest on the show.
That is awesome. All right, I don't want to take too much time from you. I know you got plenty of people that want to see you here. John, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I hope I can keep that nostalgic feeling alive within you.
Look at me. I'm excited. I'm sitting next to you. You're bigger than, I don't know, but you're bigger for me. I love it. Thank you so much. All right, I'm walking around again. We're almost done with this whole, Big Wow Comic Fest. And the bosses of Power sent me out here. And then I stumbled upon a booth. It's IDW Publishing. And I go, well, they got Lock and Key, they've got Gem and Holograms. And I remember last week, Anna Maria she went to the comic store, she purchased it, sat there reading it, and she gave a review. I'm not going to tell you what the review is. No, she actually did a good job on the review, and I'll explain to you guys when I'm talking to you in a second. She was just upset that the Misfits wasn't in it yet, and I found out they're in the next episode, and he's showing me the My Little Pony. You guys do My Little Pony too? Jesus! All right, I'm going to take over for Anna Maria's Comic Corner. I am sitting with right now, what's your name, sir?
Khalil Schweitzer.
And what are you, the publicity, marketing? What are you, the CEO of IDW Publishing?
I do marketing and PR for IDW, and I do a lot of the trade conventions, so you see me around at comic shows all over.
Okay, and how did you guys start? I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the table, and I see you got Dexter's Laboratory, you've got not G.I. Joe, but you've got, I always put G.I. Joe and Transformers together.
Joe
You're kidding me, you have G.I. Joe too?
We do.
Okay, and I hate to say this because they're probably a competitor, right? Marvel, I have to say it. They're on the show a lot too. So Marvel used to own G.I. Joe, and they used to do Transformers. How did you guys get into it, IDW? How?
Well, Marvel had the license to a lot of these properties for a while, and they started getting more and more into the superhero game, and these licenses were just sitting there, and nobody was doing anything with them. So back in 2005, we picked up the license to do Transformers. It was sort of a shot in the dark, but we took a chance at it and did a bang-up job. And ever since then, we've just been taking on more and more licensed properties while still doing our own original stuff. But now we've got everything from Turtles to My Little Pony to, like you said, Gem, G.I. Joe, Godzilla. We're all over the map, but hopefully something for everybody is what we're going for.
Now, last week I had an interview with a lovely lady. I've never heard of her before, and she is the new star of Gem, the motion picture.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who the fuck. I can cuss and serious, so I forgot who the fuck her name was. We'll go in the old archives. You guys look up that, okay? And is it all tied in because of the movies coming out?
It's actually just sort of fortuitous timing for us. We got the comic license back in October and decided to launch it with the best creative team we could, and it just so happens there's a movie coming out in October. So we're separate, but we're trying to do something fresh and original ourselves, too.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one favor, because this is what I get from emails. Marvel will do this. They'll put out X-Men. Okay, we'll pick X-Men. But they'll do X-Men 2014, X-Men 2714, X-Men the Uncanny X-Men. X-Men have a baby and it's a spin-off, so you cannot follow around. And if you purchase every X-Men, you're spending like $8,000 or $5,000 a month. Now, will IDW not do this to us?
Well, we do have, with our more popular stuff, like My Little Pony, we've got an ongoing series, and then we've got another series that's just one-shots. But we try to keep everything at least self-contained, and so that way you're not buying 20 books a month just to read one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story, you know? So.
Well, that's good, that's good. So I want to I've got it locked down with DC. Marvel, they're dicks. Okay, I got to tell you that. They're dicks with me. They think, well, since Disney owns them now, they've got this thing where, like, we'll get to you, so that. Can I want to lock it down now. Can we do something with you? And I'm not saying I want you to spend $20,000 on me. I'm not asking for I want to get some interviews with some of the artists. Can we do that?
I think we should definitely do that. We've got a lot of people that are more than happy to talk with you guys, so let's do it.
That's what I want to do, and I'm taking over Anna Maria's Comic Corner. That's what I'm going to do right now. All right, thank you so much. And if they want to find out more of the issues that are on IDW, what the website they go to?
Yeah, check us out at idwpublishing.com. We also have a Facebook, which is pretty regularly updated with our new week's releases, so check us out on there.
All right, thank you so much. And you got Lock and Key, too. Is that moving really well for you?
I mean, it's just a perennial. You know, we have people who come up and have never heard of it before and pick it up and then come back the next day and buy the other 5 volumes.
Okay, what we do is we just recently started going to all the conventions, and we're doing a lot of comic book stores. I've noticed they're always pushing that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, you got to read this. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. Anna Maria, who does the Comic Corner, she's like reading comics as fast as possible so she can review them, and then she's doing some stuff. And I don't know if anybody's reviewing comics. That's why we're doing this. We're trying to do a new angle, and she's reading as fast as possible, and she's doing it. She's going to do that next, but I've heard nothing but good things on Lock and Key.
It's one of our favorites. It's just one of the best original stories to come out of comics in the last while. I mean, there's great comics all over, but this is really something special. I think the more that people can check it out, I can't recommend it enough.
All right, we'll be talking to you soon. We'll get you on the show again. We're going to have you call in, because I know you guys are down in Sacramento, correct?
San Diego.
San Diego?
San Diego.
Oh, it works out great. God damn it, you're right there at Comic-Con, huh?
Hometown.
Oh, my God. He goes, I want to go home for lunch, and I'll come back, and then I'll hang out with the Avengers, and then go to lunch. He's such a Hollywood guy. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, IDW Publishing. Well, that seemed like enough, doesn't it? That's about it for the week. Hey, don't forget, next week we're going to give away another hoverboard. If you want to win one, the secret word is, you ready for this? Big Wow. That's all you got to remember. Email Big Wow into me. We pull your name, you'll win yourself a hoverboard. Plus, we'll throw some other stuff in there for you. That's just saying thank you for listening to your nerd side. We like it. It's the side everybody has. Next week, Anna Maria's back. Mike Matthews, he should be back. Let's hope he is. I don't know what he's up to. Really don't know. Everyone's gone hiatus lately, but and especially when I go to these comic book festivals, it's hard to keep them all together. We'll talk to you next week. Anything you need, shoot us an email, Fonseca@yournerdside.com. Talk to you guys next week.